Welcome to The Explainer. For today's news brief, we're diving into how artificial intelligence is being used inside local newsrooms. It's a technology that could seriously reshape the future of how we get our community news.
So let's just jump right in with the big question, right? Local news is really struggling, we all know that. So can AI actually offer a real, sustainable way forward? It's a huge question, so let's break it all down. Okay, first things first, before we could even talk about a solution, we have to really understand the problem. And for local news, the crisis, it's really an economic one at its heart. Now, this right here gets to the core of the issue. Unlike a big chain store, you can't just cookie cutter a newsroom. Every single community has its own unique stories, its own people, its own problems. That local focus is what makes it great, but it's also what makes it super expensive to scale up. So how do you fix that? Well, this is where the whole playbook is kind of being rewritten. AI is being brought in not as some fancy new gadget, but as a tool built specifically to tackle those big problems: scale and efficiency. And this is maybe the most important thing to get straight right from the start. We are not talking about robot reporters here. The model we're looking at today sees AI as a support system. It's there to handle the tedious, repetitive stuff so that the human journalists can focus on, the really important, high-impact work. Okay, so that's the theory. But what does this actually look like day to day? Let's take a peek inside a newsroom that's using these AI tools to see how they're augmenting what a reporter does, not replacing them. Here's a perfect example. A reporter finishes writing a great story. It's packed with expert interviews and deep analysis. Then they can use a custom AI tool. This one's called the Axiomizer to suggest, say, a punchier headline or a clearer summary. It just helps make sure their great work really connects with the reader. But it's not just about cleaning up writing. AI is also unlocking this absolute treasure trove of public information that honestly was just too big and too time-consuming for any person to really dig through before. Just think about this for a second. Instead of a reporter having to physically sit through a 3-hour recording of a school board meeting, an AI can spit out a solid summary in just minutes. Now, that doesn't write the story for them, but it helps them instantly find the important parts and know exactly who they need to call. And this right here really shows the impact on a simple daily task. What used to take hours of a reporter's morning, just scanning tons of websites for local news, is now done in minutes. They just have to review a list. All that time they get back, it goes right into doing more original reporting.
And this massive boost in efficiency, it's not just about saving time. It's actually making a whole new economic model possible, one that lets high-quality journalism get to way more communities. And that has led to this really interesting new idea, the one reporter city model. It sounds so simple, but it's a huge shift in how local news can actually get made.
Let's just compare these two models. The old way, you needed a whole team: reporters, editors, staff. The overhead was just enormous. But now, with an AI workflow handling a lot of the back-end stuff, one expert local reporter can pretty much run the whole show. That makes it actually affordable to launch in smaller cities like Boulder, Colorado, or Huntsville, Alabama. But I know what you're probably thinking. If AI is doing all this work, what's left for the human journalist? Well, the answer is simple. They're more important than they've ever been. This quote says it all. This is the guiding principle for this whole thing. The tech is a tool that serves the journalist, not the other way around. And why is that so important? Because it's that human connection that builds trust in a community. And without trust, you've got nothing. So it all comes down to this really smart division of labor. AI is awesome for the standardized stuff: formatting drafts, summarizing public records, creating charts. That frees up the reporter to spend all of their time on the things that only a human can do: build relationships with sources, break original scoops, and earn that community trust. All right, so let's zoom out a bit. Where is all this heading? What does the future of reporting look like? Well, the goal isn't to replace anyone, it's to amplify their impact. I mean, think about it. In a world where we're all drowning in information, the skills that an AI simply cannot copy, like building a real relationship with a source to get a scoop, or telling a story with true empathy, that stuff becomes pure gold. Its value just goes up and up. And this workflow shows you that amplification effect perfectly. A single great piece of reporting doesn't have to just live as one article anymore. AI can help repackage that core journalism into all these different formats so that one scoop can reach way more people without needing a giant production team to do it. So at the end of the day, the goal is to create this awesome, virtuous cycle. Better efficiency means a business model that actually works, which means you can have more reporters on the ground, serving more communities, and getting high-quality local news to the people who really need it. Which leaves us with one final thought to chew on. As AI makes information itself more and more available, easier to get than ever, maybe the most valuable thing a journalist offers isn't just the story anymore, but the human judgment and the trust they build with their community. Definitely something to think about.